If you're seeing this, then that means it's Tarot Tuesday. Welcome, welcome. We are here talking to our cards, to our oracles about the week ahead. And where are we in the space-time continuum? Well, we're at September 3rd. There we go. There she goes. We're at September 3rd, 2024. Looking at the next 7 days. If you are seeing this video, then maybe it's that time. Maybe it's not. Doesn't really matter. Time isn't linear. So whenever you're seeing this video, these messages were meant to find you exactly when they found you. And take what resonates and leave what doesn't. You know what's best for you. But my name is Lara. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you've never been here, we're so happy to have you. We're going to talk a little bit about the astrology of what's going on. Then we're going to consult our tarot. We're going to pull a couple oracles and we'll consult the tarot. I have my Oracle of Mystical Moments as well as my Spicy Oracle. And we're going to get into it. So what is going on? Well, yesterday, the 2nd, we had new moon in Virgo. I keep wanting to say Aquarius because it's in the opposing sign. But it's Virgo. So then there's like all kinds of other things that are super duper active. I don't know about you. Things have just been really chaotic lately. I'm prone to overwhelm very easily and have to take care of that for myself. But also just like when it's new moons, when it's full moons, I always have these grandiose plans. I'm going to do all these things, 2 on the timer. I'm going to, clean the house and do the rituals and then also like get my life together. And then the reality of what happens is I'm just totally exhausted. Like, I've had to sleep a lot, and that's really because I'm not great at work-life balance yet, but we're getting there. But yeah, so, I think for whatever that's worth, new moons are any sort of like astrological event like this, I'm like a little late doing some things. I've been posting these new moon and full moon readings lately, which is great, but also like I just have not been. I'm working on organizing myself with calendars, and and I was actually physically out working a lot over the weekend, which exhausted me. And then what that was then I had to take a couple of days off just so that I could recover. But what's important is that we're showing up. That's what it is. So yeah, needless to say though, like this moon, this energy is potent. I think this is the last new moon before eclipse season starts. This could even be an eclipse. I don't think it is yet though. But yeah, so, it's a lot. It's also with Virgo energy. New moons in general are new beginnings. It's a beginning of a lunar cycle. It's a great time to do your manifestations, especially because you're probably not going to want to do as much of that during eclipse season. It's just too volatile of an energy. Unless you're like fine with, looking around and finding out, which sometimes I am, just like, this is because I get bored. But anyway, because I get bored and I don't go out as much as I used to. But yes, so anyway, but all of that to say, like, we're also in a Virgo energy. Virgo is the Virgin. The word virgin actually means whole and complete on its own. So this energy is realized that you are perfect and holy just as you are already. There is nothing else you need to become in order to be that, right? So, you know, and interestingly, like, we associate it with something completely else. But that really is what it is. And yeah, so there, it's also very detail-oriented energy. The devil is in the details, but also the magic is in the details. That could kind of be the same thing, but depending on who you like to work with. But anyway, so, you know, this energy is really about like getting really detail-oriented about the plan to bring whatever you want into this physical reality. So that's kind of the vibes. We need to be careful though. A lot of us need to be careful that we're not dipping into this lens of like perfection, because that's also really easy with Virgo energy. So we just want to be mindful of that. And I think a good way to offset that is like this constantly reminding yourself that you are whole as you are. And you're perfect as you are. Even in your like seemingly unholiness. So, yeah. Okay. And then as far as the week ahead goes, I mean, that's kind of like what I've got on my radar. Oh, there's planets doing all kinds of crazy things. And now Uranus is retrograding, because why not? Because all of these other planets have been retrograding. Mercury just came out of retrograde a couple days ago, so we're still going to be in the shadow period this week. It's a lot. And I think I just want to, you know, just go right into this. Let's get our Oracle of Mystical Moments card for us. So what vibe can we catch here for our week ahead? All of those, the collective that's seeing this video, what themes or patterns are we focusing in on? What do you have to show us? There it is. Oh, look, we got two. We'll run with it. And I'm going to pre-pull my spicy oracle. Okay, interesting. All right, so what have we got? Okay. All right, so we've got, for our oracle cards, we have Lorelei. It's just super interesting card here. We have this figure, a mermaid figure, sitting on like a pipe. Reminds me of a Mario pipe. Whoop, 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 right? And she's just like chilling here. She has her little fin in the water, and she's holding on to this boat. She's holding onto the anchor of this boat, which is giving me, you know, a higher power, you know, right? Like literally for these in this little sailboat who are very small, so it's not like I can really figure it out, but who are like seemingly sailing along, feeling like they're the ones in control, when really it's in her hands. And then our other one we have is Home in the Sky. So this is really interesting with like water energy and air energy here. But let's let me consult our little booklet here. With Lorelei, yeah, power, responsibility, fate, and grace. A mermaid sits on a rock and gazes towards the ocean. A small ship floats nearby, connected with her through a rope. She has the power to decide the destiny of the ship and the fate of the crew. With a flick of her wrist, she could toss the ship against the shore, or she could let it continue its journey. What will the mermaid decide to do? She has suffered great loss in her own life. Will she continue the cycle of pain, or will she allow healing and grace to calm the waters? It's also giving like at the whim of the gods on the forces of nature. Okay. Power, responsibility, fate, grace. Let's look at a home in the sky. This is like giving me initial vibes of like are your dreams in reality? A home in the sky. I'm thinking about the Jeffersons. The show, the old show, the Jeffersons opening song, like moving on up, right? So I'm picking up on that. Home in the sky, wanderlust, adventure, safe haven. Up in the sky, we see a floating neighborhood of houses carried by balloons. Birds peek out through the windows. In this card, there is an element of journey symbolized by the sky, birds, and balloons. But there are also houses which suggest home, security, and stability. These birds have the best of both worlds. They can travel a big distance without losing their home. They are free to seek new experiences without worry. Home truly is where your heart is. Okay. There's also a lot of like travel and movement with both of these cards that I'm picking up on. And even with our spicy oracle that we have, so for that we have not sitting this one out, very adventurous, you're so my type, and prove it. So this is so interesting. Sense of adventure, of unknown, of like seizing the opportunity to live your life in a way that is like something that you love. Like, I'm not sitting this one out. You're so my type. This life that you are like, this is my type. This is my type of life. And it's time to really like do it. And yet there's all of these fun things outside of our control. But that's kind of like the whole point. So I think with a combination too, I'm picking up trust. All right, let's grab our tarot cards. We're going to pull 3 cards from our deck and see what the universe has to say about all of this. Okay, thank you so much. Can we please have 3 cards about, with more detail about the next 7 days, what we're looking ahead and forward with the next 7 days for everyone who's, wow, interesting. Wow. Okay. Okay, wait. Okay, so let me pull one more card. Thank you. Please and thank you. One more card looking ahead at our week over the next 7 days. Thank you. Perfect. All right. Okay. Wow. Okay. So let's start where we always start. We're going to start with our shadow card. This is the card at the bottom of the deck. This is the energy also from the subconscious that is coming up, that is not even necessarily coming up, but it's driving the situation. We have a Two of Swords here. So there is some sort of decision that you are holding on. You don't want to make a certain decision for whatever reason. Maybe you don't want to look at it. Maybe it's because you already know the answer, and so you just want to ignore it. Behind that, we have the Four of Cups in reverse, and in this position, this is really a lot. This can be, I have a complicated relationship with this card, but, but also, okay. All right. So this card can be like feeling really jaded or dissatisfied, like not appreciating what you have because your focus is just like all this stuff I don't have. Or the things that you do have, like your focus is on what is not working and there's no real appreciation for what is. It's sometimes good to focus on what's not working because that's oftentimes how we identify what we want. In the reverse position though, I feel like this is like, it's possible that there's like, you're working on releasing this. Like, I think you want to be cultivating a life of satisfaction. But in order to do that, there has to be a focus on what you're grateful for in the meantime. Both of these things need to be acknowledged. And with the Ten of Wands, this has been like a long cycle, but I see it's coming to an end here because we also have the Fool right behind it. So, but there's definitely, right, like there's these energies that there's a decision that's blocking this release of what word do I want? Like you're not satisfied. You're looking around and you're like, oh, but you're working on releasing it, but there's a decision. You need to do something. You need to make a decision to do something. And it's been really difficult for you. I'm also feeling like the Two of Swords in the reverse position, it just told me, get out of your head. I know, girl. Yeah. And sort of like with this prove it, put up or shut up kind of energy, like the adventure is about to begin. Okay? But you need to trust that it's coming. So let's keep going. So what is this going to mean for our week ahead, the next 7 days? I mean, right out of the bat. And this is so interesting too, because with the Virgin, this is like very like maiden energy. If you know the Mother Maiden Crone archetypes, and we have, the maiden grows into the mother, and we have the Empress. Hi, we have the Empress here. And so, yeah, literal mother. Okay. So I think a lot of mother energy is going to be coming up, but the Empress is all about creativity, fertility, not necessarily like having an actual baby, but bringing things into the physical realm. That is what you do as a woman when you have a baby, is that you bring a life into this physical realm. And we have the earth here, right? It is abundance energy. It is supportive. It is probably a great idea for you to be really accessing this energy for yourself in the beginning of the week. Create, like, full of creativity, creative potential, creative possibilities, incubation. There's new life in the works here. Divinely connected. That's like so huge. I love that for us. And then like moving, I think also I'm hearing like all these things you asked for are yours. If you want them, and there's an element to the Empress energy. This is feminine energy. And so this is like, it's receptive. It's, this is taking something small and like creating the abundance. Like, you are the abundance. You already are the abundance. And we're going to be seeing this at the beginning of the week here. And then where is that taking us? Well, then we have the Page of Cups, which is maybe a little idealistic. We've also got this like pigs flying imagery, right? And so this can be like, yeah, like when pigs fly or whatever. But because we have our other like elements of traveling, sort of like unbelievable, unrealized dreams. The Page of Cups is Pisces energy, so it's highly sensitive. But also it's about keeping your heart open to receive, because you do want that. These things feel out of reach for you. And towards the end of the week, you know what though? Hang on, because the Page of Cups, this is also a card of like curiosity. And this could represent a person in your life. Maybe someone who's like bringing more wonder into your world, but this could also be you letting yourself get a little delulu. And I think this feels like really big stuff shifting with these two cards, which is why I think we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, because this is a lot about imbalance, not feeling like aligned with your spiritual and your physical self, or all the elements of who you are. But I think this energy is coming through to highlight you know, how do I want to say this? It was just right there. Words are hard. But also I think, you know, it's here to show you imbalance, and there is imbalance you have to ride, but this is like par for the course. And I think especially with the card home here, this is really about us realizing that we can be in our fullness. We can be dreamy and imaginative, and that can maybe, you know, life is chaos, right? But there's still home in there, because this card said adventure and home. So it's about finding the home, I think, within ourselves. Sort of, how are we reacting to this chaos, right? Are we approaching it with curiosity? Can we trust that we are cared for? That we are capable? This reminds me of, like, you know, I've heard people say, like, you know, when they ask me what I bring to the table, like, I am the table. What are you bringing to me? That's like sort of Empress energy, because what the Empress can do literally with a seed is create an entire new life, an entire new world. So there's elements of realizing our full potential. There's elements also, there's a lot of whimsy though too. So I feel like this, although it's a little chaotic, it does not feel like, it feels kind of fun. It feels whimsical. It doesn't feel like, it doesn't feel like anything that we're afraid of per se. Maybe a little bit, but that's really, I feel like, going back to the trusting in something bigger than you, you know. And with the Two of Swords, I think that's the choice. You have the choice to have this kind of a week, this week. So can you? Can you end the... Not that there's not a time and a place for that, because there absolutely is. That's not at all what I'm saying. But, you know, and I'm certainly learning this too, is that, like, or maybe it's just a really good coping mechanism is to just, like, look around at all the chaos and be like, isn't this just so funny and ridiculous? Anyway, it's big stuff this week. It's big stuff. So I don't know if that was helpful, but I hope it was. That's what I see for our week this week. And yeah, let me know how it goes. Leave me a comment. Please like, share, subscribe to this channel, to these videos. I don't know how, whatever. Yeah, I love hearing how things sort of manifest for everybody. And trust me, I am watching the same thing happening for me. I'm right there with you, is my point. But yeah, would love to hear from you how this resonates. There's also, if you look in the description box below, there's all kinds of information on how you can connect with me. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram. If you have questions about what I do, send me a message, because I do all kinds of fun things, not just tarot readings. So So yeah, if you're curious, and that's what I see. So thank you so much for being here. Take care of yourselves. I mean, you've got the Empress with you, you know. Oh, mother. That's just like coming through so strong. So I don't know. Do you need to call your mother? Maybe you do. Anyway, yes, that's it. That's it for this one. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, and I will see you on the other side.